She asked me where I got them, with the poster looking down. Where did you become? Where did you become? What made you bring those stamps to town? I stood there with my package, proper taken square, with flag forever posted, pressed down smooth with care. She said, where did you get the meaning, source and name? But I heard something deeper, burning like a flame. Where did you become? Where did you become? Was it under mercy? Was it under some? Where did you become? Woman, tell it true, what road made you stand here doing what you do? I said, I got my backbone from my mama's kitchen chair. I got my stubborn conscience from breathing country air. I got my love of bargains from a clearance table sign. I got my sense of privacy from knowing what is mine. Where did you become? Where did you become? Not where was the receipt from, not what site was it on. Where did you become? That is what I heard, and I answered like a woman who respects a loaded word. I got my fear of nonsense from a very early age. I got my faith in wording from the printed page. I got my postal patience standing in a line. I got my holy trouble from reading every sign. A sign says this, sign says that. Sign got nervous, sign wore a hat. Sign says maybe, sign says must. Sign says only, sign says trust. They were represented genuine, genuine on the page. Authentic where I bought them, authentic on the page. I checked them in good faith when they came. With ordinary eyes there, not a cord of flame. Where did you become? Where did you become? Not where did the roll ship, not who sold you some. Where did you become? That is what I heard, and I answered like a woman who respects a loaded word. I became a little errand, hidden bigger than they are. I became in private question, I was never due to call. I became where cheap and wicked got invited to be twins. I became where every bargain had to answer for its sins. Cheap is not confession, source is not a scar. Discount is not a witness to what the stamps all are. The Lord made me a person, not a walking paper trail, not a little source machine built to justify the mail. So if you ask my birthplace, I will testify and hum. But if you ask my business, that is not where I become. Where did you become? Where did you become? Not where was the receipt from, not what site was it on. Where did you become? That is what I heard, and I answered like a woman who respects a loaded word. I became at the counter when the question got to why. I became in the moment, I kept my source inside. I became in the daylight with my package in my hand. I became when I decided suspicion is not command. Name the mark, name the flaw. Suspicion is not law. Name the mark, name the flaw. Suspicion is not law. She wanted where from, I heard who are you. She wanted the seller, I gave the whole view. She wanted the website, I gave her my soul. She wanted one answer, I gave her the whole roll. Born in the bargain, raised in the line, saved by plain meaning and doing just fine. Where did you become? Where did you become? Not where was the receipt from, not what site was it on. Where did you become? That is what I heard, and I answered like a woman who respects a loaded word. She asked me where I got them, I told her where I'm from. She asked